What's going on, boys and girls? I'm Chip from the Digital Grandstand, and welcome back to a new episode of Formula What. In case you've missed the last episode, I've dropped a link in the description. Go check it out. In there, we've talked a bit about why would anyone watch a Formula One race? Entertainment, in the same way that a film or a game, for that matter, entertains you. So does F1, as long as you know what to look at. With that in mind, today we're going to go through what exactly makes a Formula One event. To talk about a race in Formula One, first we need to clarify that this concept is part of something bigger. A quick Google search reveals that Formula One operates as a year-long championship. Nowadays, it usually starts in late March or early April, and it ends by late November. Yeah, it is more the rule rather than the exception for things to change on an almost year-by-year basis as far as the number of races goes. Last year, for instance, marked an all-time record with 21 races taking place between March and November. Having said that, things are far more stable these days than in the early history of Formula One. There were seasons when the championship would start or end, for that matter, on New Year's Eve. And stay tuned for a complimentary history of Formula One. Now, back to the matter at hand. A Formula One race. The very term is rather narrow, encapsulating in fact just roughly 2 hours of F1 action. No, the correct term when speaking of an F1 event is racing weekend. That's right. Even though most people think that think of the actual race when hearing of Formula One, the reality is rather more complex. Usually a Formula One event starts on a Thursday and goes on a crescendo from there on. Thursday is the day when almost everyone involved in the action has arrived at the circuit. You know, the racers, the teams, cars, auxiliary personnel, you name it. As far as the racers are concerned, Thursdays are reserved for media meetings. The FIA, that's the sports governing body, kindly organizes a meeting where 6 racers will face the journalists in a sit-down procession. They will answer questions from the floor as well as, trying their best not to look bored. Further interviews in the paddock might follow. On we go to Friday. This is the day when the action on track begins with 2 practice sessions, each lasting 1.5 hours. That's plenty of time for the racers and the teams to set up the car and to try out the tires, to get a feel for the general conditions. Yeah, it should be noted that the first free practice is sort of a shakedown session being run in the morning with conditions not that representative for qualifying and race, the 2 sessions that actually mean something. Teams will use this session to set up the car. The second free practice is far more important, being run roughly at the same time of the day when both quali and the race will happen. Everyone has to be on top form for this. Whatever they choose to do, a race simulation or quali runs, this practice session is the most relevant. Not only the conditions, temperatures, lighting, degradation level, pressures are similar to those on race day, but the car setup must be inch perfect by the end of this session. Also on Friday, it's the team's personnel turn to face the media in a similar fashion to the racers the day before. But don't expect some obscure geeks, technicians to show up and face the media though. Usually these spots are reserved to team principals, race engineers, strategists, or technical chiefs. On Saturday, everyone has one final chance to make the final preparations. the third and final free practice, starts 2 hours before qualifying and runs for just 1 hour. Again, the conditions are sort of relevant, but any kilometer of running means more data to be analyzed, understood, and ultimately made used to make the car go faster. Then there's quali time. This session is split into three parts: Q1, Q2, and wouldn't you know it, Q3. This year with 20 cars making the F1 grid. This system works as an elimination format. In Q1, all 20 cars go to the track and have 18 minutes to set up to get their best time on the lap board. At the end of those 18 minutes, the slowest 5 racers are eliminated, and they will start the race in the respective positions where they finished in Q1. After a 10-minute break, when cars are refueled, checked, and tires are changed, Q2 starts. This one lasts for 15 minutes. Everyone takes the track apart from obviously the 5 drivers that were eliminated in Q1. Again, at the end of the 15 minutes, the slowest 5 are eliminated, and on race day they will line up in positions 11 to 16 on the grid. Finally, after another 10 minutes, it's time for Q3. This is the session that will give us our poleman as well as the top 10 at the start of the race. It lasts for 12 minutes, the order at the end of that time making the top 10 grid. Afterwards, the top 3 qualifiers will have another sit-down media session, as well as posing for a road car safety initiative supported by both the FIA and Formula 1. It should be noted that in every quali session, Q1, Q2, Q3, cars are usually able to go for a flying lap twice, in the first 5 minutes and another go in the final 5 minutes. Even though it is not the rule, this theoretically gives drivers 2 chances of recording their fastest lap. And then Sunday, race day. Everything that happened so far will come to fruition or will be almost useless. An F1 race lasts for 300 kilometers plus 1 whole lap of the circuit. On short circuits like the one in Austria, the drivers will race for 71 laps on a total distance of 307 kilometers. On longer tracks like Belgium, the racing goes on for 44 laps, which amounts to 308 kilometers. In every race, each driver has to make at least 1 pit stop for tires, a rule not devoid of controversy, but we will cover that aspect in a future video. In 2017, with less degradable tires, many people involved in Formula 1 as well as the fans are expecting many one-stop races. Not necessarily, obviously. The Bahrain GP earlier in April proved to be a 2-stop race. At the end of the race, the top 3 finishers will go to a special cool-down room, then on top of the podium for the national anthems of the winning racer and team. Then attend another sit-down media session. Absolutely every racer and car that finished the race is weighed with full kit on. Helmet, hands device, gloves, shoes, overalls. That weight is then added together, and it must be 728 kilograms or more. Driver with full kit plus car. Otherwise, that particular driver is disqualified from the race. And that was a quick presentation of an F1 weekend. There's rather more going on than one might expect, right? What do you make of all this? Is it too complicated? Would you like more access to racers and teams during the weekend? Let me know in the comment section below. I'm Chip. You can find me on Twitter at chip_DGS. And this was Formula Watt. Don't forget to like, share, and check back soon for more F1 related content. Or you can always subscribe. Cheers.